Distribution. I want you to write down this expression right here. This is just an expression because we don't have equals something on the other side. So write down this expression. All right, now let's think about what this means. This means 2 times x plus 4. So when we're thinking about multiplication and creating groups, it really means 2 groups of x plus 4. So if we were to set this out, if we were to model it, we would have one group of x and 4 positives, and then we would have 2 groups of 4 positives. So what is this all together? We have 2 x's and we have 8 positives. So let's think about what we actually did. We took our 2 and we multiplied it to our x. We distributed it to our x, and then we took our 2 and we multiplied it to our 4. So the distributive property says that you're going to distribute whatever's on the outside of your parentheses to everything that's on the inside. So when you see something like this, that's 2x plus 8, because 2 times x is 2 and 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so now let's say you have, write this down, negative 3 times x plus 1. So instead of 3 groups, we have negative 3 groups of everything inside here. But I'm just going to draw, x plus 1, and then another group of x plus 1, and then a third group of x plus 1. Now this is 3 groups of x plus 1. We have 1, 2, 3 groups of x plus 1. However, we don't want 3 groups, we want negative 3 groups. So what we're going to do, negative means opposite, so I'm going to turn over my positive x and make it a negative x. And then I'm going to turn over my positive 1 and make it a negative 1. And I'm going to do the same thing with each of my groups. So instead of positive x, I'm going to make negative x and negative 1s. So now, what do I have all together? I have negative 3 x's and then 3 negative 1s. So negative 3 times x, let's distribute, is negative 3x. And then negative 3 times 1 would be negative 3. So we could write it as negative negative 3x plus negative 3, or we could just say negative 3x minus 3. Either one of those is acceptable because plus negative and then just minus is the same. Okay, so write this down and let's practice what this would look like. So we're going to distribute our negative 5 to everything on the inside. So negative 5 times 2x would be negative 10x plus negative 5 times 6 is negative 30. Oops. So we could write it also like this, or we could say negative 10. Oh, I forgot the x. Sorry. Negative 10x minus 30. Okay, now write down this next problem, 4 times 3x minus 5. All right, we're going to distribute. So 4 times 3x, so 4 groups of 3x's is 12x. Now this is 4 groups of negative 5, because remember, what we actually want to do first is this. So 4 groups of negative 5 would be negative 20. So we could either write it like this, or we could say 12x minus 20. All right, now write this one down. Negative 8 times 2x minus 3. Let's go ahead and change it to negative 8 times 2x plus negative 3. And actually, I can use brackets here, brackets or parentheses. So negative 8 times 2x, so we're going to do this part first, will be negative 16x plus negative 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. So we could either say negative 16x plus 24 or minus 24. All right, last one. This one looks a little different. So now we have x times 5x. Well, we know that x times x, anytime you multiply something to itself, it's a square. So here we don't know the value of x, so x times x is just going to be x squared. And then we have 5x squared plus, now remember that this was x times 5x plus negative 2. So this is 5x squared, and then x times negative 2 is negative 2x. And that's it. So pause, rewind as much as you need. Come up with your own examples and see if you can solve some of your own examples.